Hey there guys, it's Metro, and tonight we're taking a look at the Revenant Keta encounter, which serves as the functional second badge of Pokemon Rejuvenation. And on the screen you'll see the Blessed Field is what we're going to be dealing with against this battle here. And this is actually a really interesting field. We'll have to deal with this in two back-to-back gyms. And the first time we do it, which is here, is a lot more comfortable because you could exploit something that's really crazy. So the main things to keep in mind here are, well, I mean, there's a few things that could come into play, but the only thing you guys need to realize for this video is Cosmic Power. You see down there, it says the stat change effect on these moves is amplified. So I am going to be exhibiting Cosmic Power's usage. I'm also making use of the Fairy and Special normal moves increase in base power 1.5 times. All right, I'm going to be making use of that in this video as well. But in general, like the big exploit, quote unquote, like the big workaround here is Cosmic Power's benefit here, which will be using some pretty absurd strats on a Clefairy, which you can catch in the previous route, right before the cave area. Cosmic Power, use the advantage into that, and then go ahead and just pretty much sweep the field with stored power. You could even give it the Twisted Spoon, which I don't actually do in the video, but it makes it do even more damage, more psychic damage. So Cosmic Power is actually learned at 34 on Clefairy, and of course the cap is 30. So this is gonna you're gonna see this as a trend. All right, this is something that I do pretty often in Rejuve. You got to work with what you've been given, and Jan has given us the power to level over the cap. It is actually possible. Unlike in other games, it's possible to go beyond the cap. Your Pokemon just don't obey. So you can level all the way up to 34 and then de-level it back down to 29 or whatever you feel comfortable with reverse candy, right? So once again, using the tools the game has granted us. So I will be doing that for this, but honestly, it's kind of just to show off a little bit. Like, it's really not needed. So let's go ahead and get right into the footage, and I'll show you where and when we use our whats. So here you'll see the team. We got Parasect on the team, Clefairy obviously, and then Pavilion is going to be kind of our other condition. The other three are there, but they don't really play too big of a role, so we'll just talk about them as they come. I just understand that once again, you're going to have to de-level the Clefairy if you want to follow these strats. It's not really mandatory. You can go about any real route for this. You could even just bring 2 Pavilions, and that would probably be sufficient. But the goal here is to just set up a condition where I could, basically build on. With the Clefairy. I put the Primate to sleep, and then it's just time to start going with Cosmic Power. We're just going to go 3 Cosmic Powers, max out both stats at 6 because it's 2x now because of the field, and then attempt to just sweep everything, which shouldn't be too difficult. It is made complicated here by the Primate having Toxic, almost like if the creator of the game knew this was going to be an issue, and because simply with poison you're taking damage no matter what. In fact, it does quite a bit of damage. But when you do hit, you hit very hard, and stored power even still does not actually one-shot the Hitmontop, which is pretty funny. I guess if I had the spoon, it probably would have, but either way, it doesn't really matter. You're just going to get a pot out there, and you're going to keep moving. So Hawlucha, this is a Pokemon that I would definitely have loved to one-shot, but I do not, and I died of the poison. So now it's time to come in, do something a little different. We just send in Mr. Mime to clean up the kill. It doesn't really matter. This is not, obviously not the plan. I did not expect to die because of the poison there. The ideal situation would be to just one-shot all 3 of those Pokemon, which can happen, but it did not in this one. And then from the last 3 here, we're going to go Pavilion. Obviously going to be very strong against Pangoro. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to use that strat against Pangoro, so it's good that we die there, actually. Come in, one-shot it thanks to the field. And of course, its vast weakness. And same deal here. Scrafty is also going to take a lot of damage from it. Does not one-shot it, but it's more than enough, and we survive its hit pretty well. So Pavilion is actually a really strong player on this field. Draining Kiss can be very useful, and if there was a better case for it in the next gym, I'd probably use it there too. But just be aware that anytime you have this field and Draining Kiss available, you're gonna look how much I'm able to heal up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm able to survive this next hit because of Draining Kiss. Otherwise, I would be dead there. So very cool. I love the field stuff. I really do. It's my favorite part of this game. The challenge is definitely present, especially in the early gyms, and the field effect kind of helps make the the intelligent player a little bit even more intelligent when you're able to manipulate it. I think a lot of people really neglect it, but here's another attempt here where we just go a little bit slower and show it piece by piece. But Yeah, this is the second attempt entirely, so but we're opening the same way. We want to try to add a spore there, using Parasect to make that condition. You could also simply just go Sing with Clefairy, but that means you're going to take some damage, and I don't really like that, so I play with Spore there just for that case. And then it's just trying to get as much out of Cosmic Power as possible. We are going to take some hits along the way, but as long as you at least get one off, he's not going to deal that much damage, even though he has the potential to deal a lot. And I think we're actually going to get hit really hard here, but regardless, like I said, once you build it, that's kind of all you need. You're able to take everything else out easily, and especially if you can get some luck, you can one-shot the final two. Especially I would definitely recommend using the Twisted Spoon that you got given earlier. Put that on your Pokemon. I have no idea why I'm not using it. I didn't realize I was not using it until like well after I recorded this, but yeah, that's that. Of course, counter is going to fail because I did not use a physical attack, so Hitmontop's AI kind of failing it there. But that's that. Now he heals up, and I do damage, and he dies. Very basic Pokemon skills there, guys. Take note of that. Yeah, Haloot should come out again, and it's going to be the same thing. We're just going to get a wing attack, which will survive, and then we'll hit it with Store Power and not finish it, but I think we'll die. Oh, no. Hyper Pot, maybe we crit here. Oh, no, it just, yeah, it doesn't finish. It's not Hyper Pot, of course. Just it doesn't heal it up all the way, so there you go. Clefairy, and then that's kind of the end of it. You can't, like I said, you can't take on the last two Pokemon here. If for some reason he sent out Sock, you'd be able to go again, but these two are dark, of course, so you're not going to be able to even deal damage with the strategy. But it is fun for that reason, Pavilion comes in and then is the second wing of our strategy. You guys like that? Oh, you guys like that? Oh, man. The second wing, that was really good. But anyway, yeah, so he's taking a bit of damage here, and now you're going to see the true strength of this move and this field as well. We're going to send in against the Scrafty. Of course, Pavilion is going to stay, and he's going to hit him with Draining Kiss. Just like that, Just like that. And he's going to hit him with all his might. Ooh, Pavilion, you did some big plays there, but oh, look at that. Like, full health, guys. 89 out of 89. That's how you do it. And next time we deal damage, it will be the end of Scrafty, which it indeed is. And then we're back to where we were. Sock is going to attack us about 40-some health, and we'll be able to heal up after its first hit and not die. So there you go, guys. A very fun field. I would definitely recommend Pavilion, like mandatory for this one, I would say. You can get it very easily in this game. There's nothing difficult about it. Clefairy, you of course can get easily too, but kind of requires a little bit more around the bush strategies. Like you have to first of all level it well past the level cap, which is definitely frustrating. It's not fun to do, but I love doing stuff like this because I feel like it's really using all the tools we've been given. And then of course you need to set up with it, so you'll need to make sure you don't die on the way to doing so, which I think the best option is Parasect with Spore, 100% chance to sleep, and as long as you don't get unlucky and a break on the first turn, you can get at least 2 turns of setup, which is then 4x defense, and of course helping you do you're gonna be doing damage with that. So that is that. If you guys have any questions, let me know.